Ted Bundy, once aspiring to become the governor of Washington State, instead became an American serial killer who assaulted and murdered many young women during the 1970s. My name is Cole Enns, and this is 10 Unusual Ted Bundy Facts. Number 1. Extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile. An actor who plays in leading roles in High School Musical, Baywatch, and The Greatest Showman. This week, the new movie Extremely Wicked premiered, starring Zac Efron as Ted Bundy, from the perspective of his girlfriend Elizabeth, who struggled to accept the reality of her boyfriend's nature. I couldn't imagine how tragic. Number 2, The Reason. Bundy fell in love with Stephanie Brooks, a classmate he met at the University of Washington, and the pair were briefly engaged in 1973. However, the engagement ended, leaving Ted brokenhearted. All of Bundy's victims are believed to look similar to Stephanie. Number 3, Pornography. Ted Bundy believed that the motive behind most of his killings was due to an intense fascination with pornography, and claimed that every serial killer he has ever met had also shared the same problem. He claims that he may have never committed these horrific crimes if it wasn't for his absorption of such material. Don't click away yet. Things are just going to get weirder. Trust me. By the way, please subscribe if you're not already, because you don't want to miss what's coming next. Number 4, Child Rescue. Ted Bundy showed he had a human side in 1970, when a 3-year-old boy who had wandered away from his parents fell into the Green Lake. Bundy reportedly quickly jumped into the water and rescued the child. Sometimes we paint killers as pure evil, but sometimes it's scarier thought is that they are human just like you and me. Number 5, Memento. Ted Bundy is thought to have decapitated 12 of his victims, and would often keep some of the severed heads in his apartment for long periods of time. The last member of his legal defense team described Bundy as the very definition of heartless evil. Bundy even described himself cold-hearted, the Green River Killer. Ted Bundy was weirdly on the side of the law during his time in prison, and offered a serial killer's perspective to help the police catch the Green River Killer. The serial killer was found and is now known as Gary Ridgway. Number 7. In the early 1970s, Bundy worked for a suicide hotline in Seattle. His co-workers, including author Ann Rule, remember him as a skilled volunteer who helped ease troubled callers and saved lives. Talk about irony. Number 8, The Escape. During court, Ted was his own attorney. He was excused by the judge from wearing his leg shackles and cuffs. During recess, he asked for the court's permission to visit the courtyard's law library to research his case. Hidden behind a bookshelf, Bundy opened a window and jumped from the second story. He sprained his right ankle. He shed his outer layer of his clothing and walked through Aspen, later hiking southward into Aspen Mountain. Here he broke into a hunting cabin and stole clothing, food, and a rifle. He soon became lost in the forest, wandering aimlessly around, missing 2 trails that would have led him to his desired destination. After 6 days, 2 police officers noticed a car weaving in and out of its lane, pulled over, and inside the vehicle was Ted Bundy. He also made a second escape once he returned to prison, as he sewed a hole that was 1 square foot in the corner of his cell ceiling, and managed to squeeze through the small space on the 23rd December 1977. After losing 35 pounds, he piled books and files under a blanket to replicate his body. During his escape from prison, he killed a 21-year-old Margaret Bauman and significantly injured 4 other women. He wasn't caught by the police until the 15th of February the next year. Number 9, a real toxic fandom. During his trial, many women became interested and infatuated with Bundy, as they were his fans. Bundy would wind up marrying a woman he met while he was incarcerated, Carol Ann Boone, with whom he fathered a daughter, Ted's daughter reportedly named Rose. She has her name changed and is living a life hidden from the public eye. Number 10, an early start. It seems extremely likely that Bundy began killing before 1974, although he is believed to have killed over 30 women. Bundy once told the police officer, "Add one more digit to that, and you'll have it." Maybe he's just lying, but Bundy had never revealed when he started killing, and offered many variations of his murder spree throughout the course of his life. There is a belief that he murdered Anne Marie Burr in 1961 when Bundy was just 14 years old. As a child, he had already displayed disturbing behavior, which included sexual deviancy and animal mutilation. Wow, that was a little dark, don't you think? Sorry about this video out of nowhere. The new trailer dropped the day before recording, so I had to scrap my whole script and start all over. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you've made it to the end of the video. Pick yourself up a t-shirt. YouTube tends to demonetize and age-gate these kinds of videos, so please consider going to Patreon and donating $1 a month for behind-the-scenes content and a spot for your name at the end of the videos, along with these wonderful people here on the screen. Links to our Patreon and merch store is down below. Thank you guys, and stay spooky.